Hello and welcome to Tapping Tuesdays. My name is Sonia and I am coming to you from Tap to Shine Wellness, your place for EFT tapping and energy makeover coaching. So today we are going to talk about how emotional things that are left unchecked or that are just never addressed can turn into or manifest into something physical. And maybe this tracks for you, maybe it doesn't, and you're like, I don't know, I don't think so. If that's your mindset, no worries, that's totally fine. All viewpoints are welcome here. But I do just want to explore this a little bit because it is something that comes up a lot for people. Just kind of random pains or physical sensations that they don't exactly know why they have them, right? They're not able to trace what they've been doing or consuming or different behaviors or movement patterns that could have resulted in this pain or sensation that they're feeling in the body. So many a time, this, as I mentioned, comes from an emotional issue. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples to give you a better idea, to illustrate, should we say, for you how this might play out in real life. And it's possible that you perhaps have experienced something similar. And I hope that this could be an a light bulb moment for you that makes a lot of sense. So let's take some examples. So my first example is having a lot of worries or fears or stress around money. A lot of us find ourselves in that position from time to time, certainly. And it is common for someone who is feeling a lot of worry, a lot of chronic stress or fear directly in regard or relation to finances. It's common for people to feel some sort of pain in or around the left shoulder specifically. So shoulders, like, definitely the left one has been, the left one, I learned from a massage therapist that this is commonly a pain that is manifest over money fears or money stress. So if you've been in a position where you're kind of stressing about money and you've been feeling like not so loose in the left shoulder, it could be the fear, the stress, the worry that you have been carrying. So this means that if you were to dig into this fear, and obviously I'm going to recommend tapping on it because that's my modality, but I mean, even talk therapy would be helpful, just getting it out and actually addressing it. So that's the reason that we have these physical manifestations in the body, is because we are not actually addressing and looking at and giving attention to the emotions that that we're pushing down or ignoring, right? So it's kind of like, I don't know, think about a little kid, right? And maybe maybe you're trying to deter a tantrum by ignoring some sort of behavior. But here's the thing, if it's a naughty little child, then they may start becoming more and more daring, shall we say, with their outbursts, because they do something, you ignore it, they do something else a little bit bigger, you're still ignoring it, and then they're like, okay, I need to get this person's attention, let me go into full-on tantrum mode. There's no way they can ignore me. So this is the same kind of thing in the body, right? Our body gives us signals, messages, And if we don't listen, maybe we don't hear it, but if we don't acknowledge it at some point, the body's gonna start talking louder and louder until it's screaming at us. And when that happens, we will take notice because it's something that is big and it may feel kind of scary. So it could be like a very severe pain or, heaven forbid, a chronic disease. So it's just some food for thought about paying attention to how we're feeling and really giving it the time and attention it deserves to be acknowledged, at least, because we don't want it to turn into something major. So the second example I wanted to give about how our emotions can manifest into physical issues if they're not addressed is, let's say, I guess we're sticking with the theme of some sort of shoulder pain, but let's pretend you or someone you know is experiencing either some neck or shoulder or back pain, and they're just thinking, oh man, this is really bothering me. It's tight, it hurts all the time, like it's always bothering and I hate it and I just need it to go away. So let's say this person decides, okay, I'm going to go to the chiropractor and see if they can like push things back into alignment because it feels something is not right. So it must be that something in my spine or some bone or muscle is not where it should be or behaving as it should. So let's say they get an adjustment, the chiropractor pops things back into place, back into alignment, and this person's like, oh yeah, I feel so good. And then a few days later, they have the pain again. And they're like, oh man, what's going on? I felt so good. And so they continue to go back weekly or maybe multiple times a week for these adjustments. And there is nothing wrong with that. If it works for you, do it. But what I want to offer as just some food for thought is you can choose to go to get this sort of treatment for the rest of your life if you want to. If that works for you, please do it. Or you can consider another option, which would be to get curious about what emotions are connected to this pain or whatever issue is you're going for treatment, and clear that out, because until the emotional baggage, so to speak, is addressed and cleared out and allowed to move through the body, then it's still it's still trapped inside of you. So no matter how many adjustments the chiropractor does, that doesn't change the emotional component, what the body is holding on to emotionally. It's still there. Maybe it's moved around a little bit, but it hasn't been addressed. So that's the reason that sometimes treatments aren't as effective, or you maybe have to do them repeatedly because the underlying issue is not being addressed or hasn't been treated. So you can think of it kind of as being emotionally out of alignment, if that helps for you. So that's just my food for thought for today. I don't really have, I'll admit, I didn't prepare a tapping sequence for you, but just because it's the end of the day here in United States Central Time, we can just do a round of tap and breathe to kind of settle down and get ready for the evening. So I invite you to go ahead and take a nice easy breath in through the nose, blowing it out through the mouth. And then we'll just tap on the top of the head, breathing in through the nose and blowing it out. Moving to the eyebrow points, breathing in and blowing it out on your own time. Side of the eye, nice easy breath in and letting it go. Good, under the eye, and try to slow down your tapping, breathing in and out. Under the nose, breathing in and blowing it out. Under the mouth. Nice, easy breath. And letting it go. Collarbones. Breathing in and out. Slow down your tapping. And lastly, under the arms. Nice, easy breath in and letting it out. Okay, release your arms, shake it out if you want. One more nice easy breath because we love breathing here into the nose and sighing it out. All right, so hopefully you feel a little bit more calm, cool, and collected now, but really hopefully feel a little bit more relaxed and ready to continue on with whatever you need to do this evening. Hopefully it is something fun, engaging, or relaxing. Anywho, I will end it here. We will see you next week on Tuesday for the next edition of Tapping Tuesdays with me, Sonia from Tap to Shine Wellness. Until then, take care and keep shining.